Hi friends, let me move this
Out of the way.
All right, so welcome back to our read aloud from Tyrabbisaurus Rex. Today's chapter is from Jonathan's point of view. There's Jonathan. If you'll remember right, we left off with Tyrabbisaurus Rex making some nefarious plans for Ginger's hat. I'm sure Ginger will be quite disturbed if his plans actually come to fruition. So let's see what happens. Jonathan. Girls are so weird. Ginger comes to school today dressed like normal for once, except her head looks like a purple garden exploded all over it. She has on this big straw hat that's almost too big to fit in the classroom door. It has a purple scarf thing tied around it in a gigantic bow, and there are flowers everywhere. Like a flower shop vomited purple all over her head. It's really weird. When she sits down at her desk, I can't see the board because her flower head is so big. Even though I think Ginger's weird, I actually kind of like the hat since I realize Mrs. Cabbage can't see me sitting behind it. I hide behind Flowerhead and tear all the erasers out of my pencils. I then break them up into tiny pieces and start firing them around the room. Pow, pow, pow! 3 to the back of Maria's head. Sweet! Maria grabs her hair and looks around. I duck behind Flowerhead and wait a moment before peeking out again. All clear. Pow, 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 pow! 4 to the T-Rex poster right on his giant dinosaur nose. Awesome! Pow, pow, pow! Pow, pow, pow! 6 to the back of Derek's head, lightning fast. Derek swivels around, but I hide behind Flowerhead again. Woo-hoo! This is so awesome! I can't even believe it! Maybe Ginger would be willing to wear a hat every day. Who knew that having such a strange-looking head could be so awesomely cool? Pow, 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 pow! 5 to the blackboard where Mrs. Cabbage is writing an assignment. Uh-oh. I duck behind Flowerhead again and quickly scoop my ammunition in the palm of my hand. Hiding the evidence in the pocket of my jeans, I smile innocently at Mrs. Cabbage as she walks past Flowerhead to stand by my desk. All right, so here is a picture of Jonathan behind Ginger firing his eraser ammunition tiny things. Jonathan, Mrs. Cabbage speaks quietly. What are you up to back here? I shake my head. Nothing, Mrs. Cabbage. I see. She looks at my empty desk. Well, Jonathan, you're not supposed to be doing nothing. You're supposed to be working on the math assignment on the board. But Mrs. Cabbage, I protest innocently, I can't see the board from here. Flowerhead, I mean Ginger's hat is in the way. She stares at me with that stern teacher look. Every teacher I've ever had uses the look. They stare at you like they can see right into your brain. Straight to every bad thought you ever had, and you just can't help but squirm. You know that one more second of that scary gaze, and you'll admit everything you've done wrong since the day you entered kindergarten. I can feel all those confessions. The day I stuffed paper towels down the kindergarten toilets just to see what would happen. The toilets overflowed, and we got an extra long recess while the floors were mopped. The day I tied Susie's long hair to Carla's during a movie in first grade. Who knew two girls could scream so loudly. The day I accidentally on purpose dialed 911 from the classroom phone in second grade. The police came and everything. It was so cool! The mini eraser fireballs I had launched in every classroom I'd ever been in. All of these confessions are bubbling to the surface when Mrs. Cabbage turns to Flowerhead and says quietly, "Ginger, please put your hat in the closet. And Jonathan?" She gives me the look again, then in a very serious, scary voice growls, "Get to work now." "Yes, ma'am," we both murmur. Ginger gets up and heads for the closet while I quickly pull out my math notebook. As I work, I congratulate myself on my legendary successes that day. I had launched 18 eraser fireballs that morning with 0 consequences. This is my best record yet. I owe it all to Flowerhead. Girls are still weird, but this is one example of the weirdness that I can actually enjoy. Oh, yeah. So that's Jonathan. Mischievous, ornery Jonathan, who's gotten away with quite a bit this morning, all thanks to Flowerhead. I'm sure Ginger would not approve. So, there is an activity on my website. It's a writing assignment. Jonathan confessed in his mind. He was almost ready to confess to Mrs. Cabbage. He was thinking about all the many things he'd gotten away with in kindergarten and first grade and second grade, all the things he'd done. So I want you to take one of those confessions and I want you to write the story of what happened that day when they were in kindergarten and the toilets overflowed. What happened? Who discovered it? And so they got an extra recess. What did they do at the extra long recess? Or you can talk about in first grade when he tied a girl's pigtail to another girl's hair. What happened then? How did the girls react? Draw me a picture and write me a little story to go with that picture of what happened. Or you could choose the third one. What happened in second grade? Oh my goodness, when Jonathan called 911 from the classroom. What happened then? The police showed up, yeah. So what did that look like? What did people say? What did Mrs. Cabbage say when they showed up? Draw me a picture and write me a little story about that scene. Alrighty? So choose one of them, or you could do all three, but do a little bit of writing. Be creative. What happened? That's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's read aloud. I'm super excited because we are moving along at a pretty good clip. Tomorrow we are actually going to read a couple chapters. I think we might read 3 chapters. Yeah. So they're short chapters, but yeah, so I think we'll get through 3 tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. Have a fabulous rest of the day. Bye, guys.